I really, from the bottom of my heart, want to apologize if you're expecting a video on the banned evil Scarecrows. I had no idea about them before making this video. So there I was, playing LEGO Batman 2 because I only play good games, when it hit me upon seeing the Scarecrow. There are a lot of instances in media where there's evil Scarecrows. Maybe because they have this creepy autumn atmosphere to them, and maybe, just maybe, because there is no life behind those eyes. First Scarecrow. Doctor Who. If you say you aren't familiar with the show, you're lying. Usually, the Doctor goes around stopping other planets from being destroyed or Earth being taken over, and he's always ready to sacrifice himself at the last moment to save those he cares about. So, what happens when the monsters actually go for the Doctor? Family of Blood is a series 3 serial in which the Doctor is chased after by the family. While they themselves do not have physical forms, they can steal the bodies of others and control them. Therefore, what does that mean? They use normal people disguises, but the family wouldn't be very menacing if it was just 3 people walking towards you angrily. So they get an army of scarecrows. Wrong serial. They send scarecrows after the Doctor instead of fighting him themselves, and these have to be one of the weirdest choices for a Doctor Who villain. And fucking Teeth Man is over there in the corner. They sort of act like the Cybermen in this serial. Okay, I know they are nowhere near as dangerous as the Cybermen, but they serve the same general purpose the Cybermen do. They act as bodyguards or the fodder to walk towards our characters as they desperately try to kill them, as well as the Scarecrows just rebuild themselves after being shot and generally just block doorways to increase tension. Are they the best Doctor Who villain? No! Are they better than Tim Shaw? No, Tim Shaw had actual fucking lines. The Scarecrow walks at midnight. Goosebumps has a lot of fucking bugs. Basically, anything in this universe can be scary. Masks, bullied children, theme parks, theme parks, people who live in council housing, and those are just some of the many frightening tales cooked up by Jacqueline Black in his bleak house. Some kids arrive to their grandparents' house, all excited to see them, and then this freaky fucker called Stanley leaves the house and starts saying, "Yeah, Scarecrow walks at midnight." Yeah. And the children just spend the night at their grandparents like normal. That night, while the kids are bickering about pancakes, the adults face the storm downstairs with this somewhat chilling banjo music as they talk about locking the doors and bolting down the windows. Look at this shot of the Scarecrow. It's not scary because it's Goosebumps, but the way this Scarecrow stands next to its post while rain batters the windows, peak cinematography. Then the Scarecrow walks round to the window and it starts slamming the bolted pane, trying to get in. While not entirely the scariest thing in the world, most Goosebumps stories take like 5 minutes to get into the danger, and this one scene perfectly shows why I made this video. Because scarecrows can be terrifying. There they sit all day. Most dramas don't think anything of them. I mean, I live near scarecrows. I don't think anything of them. But when you put them in an antagonistic position, they take on this role of the slow, stalking, tattered jacket, silent and mysterious killer. But both those examples of scarecrows are ones brought to life by magical sci-fi. So what about killers who pretend to be scarecrows? Lego Batman has the Scarecrow in it. Now, please forgive me for not doing Arkham Scarecrow, but that game is expensive and I don't want to play it for this filler Halloween video. So let's talk about this fucker. Professor Jonathan Crane, aka the Scarecrow, is a twisted scientist whose fear toxin stimulates the phobia of his victims. He uses his biplane to rain terror on the citizens of Gotham City from the skies, causing havoc with his scare gas bombs. Did you like that? Because I just took it from Lego Batman's description. For what I consider to be an A-tier Batman villain, he doesn't really get much screen time in Lego games. In the first Lego Batman, he's fought in a plane level, which sucks, where you avoid a fuck ton of goons while Scarecrow flies in his evil Scarecrow biplane doing nothing but send the cavalry after you. Later, you catch up to him and have a really awesome fight that consists of grabbing him with a reused tow cable from LEGO Star Wars and spamming reused proton torpedoes as Batman. He then crashes his plane into the Joker and the Scarecrow is never seen again, presumed dead. The next time we see the Joker, he's with Drury Walker and Batman chases the killer off. But Lego Batman has a secret second side where you play as the villains just before committing their crimes, which starts the main level. Here we get the thrilling backstory of how the Scarecrow actually ended up in this situation. He flies, then shoots down a billboard of his own face, which blocks Batman's way. This level is followed by the fourth Joker setting, where you play as Scarecrow just after crashing in and infiltrate a museum to blow stuff up, I think? The Hoodmongers. The Hoodmongers are the main villains of Rayman 3. While the villainous Andre doesn't really attack Rayman much throughout the story, his goons, the Hoodmongers, aforementioned, are black lums that weaved together costumes to hold each other in place. Rayman 1 had fantastical wildlife that just sort of stood in your way. Rayman 2 had robot pirates. And Rayman 3 has scarecrows with actual genuine fucking guns. What's so interesting about the Hoodmongers is that they build these costumes without ever actually seeing a scarecrow in their universe. Crabs, the Cybermen, the North Sentinel Islanders creating the Boo-Boos, and the Hoodmongers are all excellent examples of convergent evolution. Scarecrows are all over the world. They just thought of by so many cultures as an efficient way to scare off birds. Get a pole on it, put clothes on it, birds are terrified. The Scarecrow. I know what you're probably thinking. You're doing Crane again? Yeah, well, he's the best villain of Batman. So I'm not going to talk about evil scarecrows without discussing the greatest portrayal of them all. Batman Begins is a film about fear, to put it in simple terms. There are a lot of quotes from the film about Batman's fear of the death of his parents or what he'll do with himself. The opening scene even shows us Wayne falling into a well where he's threatened by bats, and his father's subsequent speech calming him down. It makes it clear at the very start of the film that fear is a key element of it. Therefore, Batman's villain who creates fear is all over it. Well, I guess Joker's bombs are terrifying as well, but... Crane in this film presents himself as the nicest, most calm, soft boy psychiatrist who simply loves helping people. But underneath, he is a twisted maniac who sprays people with his crazy gas. The outfit for the Scarecrow here is a little less Scarecrow-like, but that comes partially from the fact that this version is multitasking. So he trades the long, tattered brown jacket for a clean suit, and he has to hide the Scarecrow sack rather than go to work with his big pointy hat. But when the mask slips and the actual mask comes on, he shakes the screen as this commanding and menacing presence, the clean suit contrasting the ragged sack over his head. It is perfect costume design. They often show him with the mask on from the perspective of someone being doused with fear toxins, so everything is unstable and his voice is distorted, elevating him from just a nice, well-dressed guy to this monster of evil. His last scene in the movie goes so hard, where he rides in on a fucking horse, screaming,
"There's nothing to fear but fear itself,"
with fire coming out of his horse's mouth before he gets hit by a taser and goes limp. His inclusion in this film creates a really interesting power change, with the audience thinking that Falcone is going to be the main antagonist, until Scarecrow demonstrates what he does best, causing the hierarchy of power in the DC universe to change.